This is a bench at my daughter's elementary school. When I asked Maisie about it recently, she explained that kids are supposed to sit on the bench if they feel lonely. Everyone at the school learns that they should join other children on the bench and invite them to play. I've since learned that women in Zimbabwe offer counseling on accessible benches to promote mental health, and that friendship benches in Canada have been used as a strategy for connecting with adolescents with depression. The idea of a friendship or buddy bench has been promoted in the United States by a girl who, according to their website, does not have complete arms, but despite her differences, or perhaps because of them, intuitively knows what it feels like to be left out. Psychological science has convincingly demonstrated the importance of belongingness. We as social beings are inherently motivated to find a sense of importance and to be tied to something bigger than ourselves. Our psychological and physical health is improved with our sense of connection to others. So given its importance, let me ask you, when have you felt like you belong at SIOP? Maybe it was when you gave your first poster and someone was interested in your work. Maybe it was at one of the Wednesday developmental consortia. Maybe it's when you volunteered for a SIOP committee or for the conference, or maybe when you published in our journal. Maybe it's connecting with friends and colleagues year after year. For me, it's all of these things and more. It started at my first SIOP in Toronto, 2002. It was hearing presenters talk about their work. I felt like everyone was talking about things that I cared about in a language I understood and appreciated. I was lucky to find two amazing bench buddies along the way, Janessa Shapiro and Mickey Hebel. We sat in sessions furiously taking notes, really, and whispering ideas for new studies to each other. Although neither of these extraordinary women are physically here today, their friendship holds me up. My sense of belongingness continued when I sat on the bench with my grad school buddies and later my students. My sense of belongingness is part of what makes SIOP so important to me. Each of these experiences makes me feel like I belong at SIOP. And simply, that is my vision for SIOP, for all of us. I want our memories to be full of these belongingness moments. I want SIOP to be our friendship bench, the place where we come to connect to something bigger than ourselves. If you are a newcomer or are struggling to find an answer to the question that I posed, I am delighted to extend a heartfelt welcome to this amazing community. Let me assure you, you can find belongingness here. If you are a practitioner or a scientist or any combination, you are welcome here. If you are a student or retired or anywhere in between, I welcome you. If you are LGBTQ, you are welcome here. If you are African American, Latinx, Asian, white, or any other ethnicity, I welcome you. No matter where you live, how you are able, or your religious faith, you are welcome here. Whoever you are, wherever you are coming from, I welcome you. But to achieve a broader sense of belongingness and this overall vision, we need to examine where we are as a community and make positive changes. To that end, I have established two task forces. The first task force is charged with using existing data to identify ways that we can be more inclusive as a society. I'm thrilled that Stephanie Halverson, a renowned scholar on D&I from University of Colorado, agreed to chair this task force, and that so many awesome folks agreed to help. Vivian Wu from Mercer, Danielle King from Rice, Amanda Anderson from FMG, Juan Madera from U of H, Membership Portfolio Officer Alan Church from Pepsi, Izzy Diaz from Cal State, Mindy Bergman from Texas A&M, and Kate Freer from CCL will be working over the upcoming year to give us direction. I am equally thrilled that Dr. Lilia Cortina, a national expert from the University of Michigan, pulled together an outstanding team to investigate and improve SIOP's policies and procedures related to harassment. She'll be working with the fabulous Isis Settles from Michigan, Dana Cabot-Farr from Dalhousie University, Sandy Hershkovitz from the University of Calgary, Katharina Rothblum from Michigan, Kara Sims from Rand, Ben Walsh from the University of Illinois, Lisa Kath from San Diego State, and Jennifer Berdal from UBC. I am confident that these teams will help us create a more inclusive community. But the challenge is for all of us, and I hope you will accept it. I hope you'll think of ways that you can be more inclusive. Thank you for that question, prompting me. Maybe it's providing mentorship to someone who is different from you. Maybe it's gathering in an open U shape at the closing reception rather than in closed circles. Maybe it's remembering to use inclusive language. Maybe it's reaching out to someone who seems like they're struggling. There is something that all of us can do every day. Let's also bake inclusion into the work that we do together here at SIOP. On the Sunday following the conference last year, the committee chairs and executive board members met together to discuss our ideas and goals. These awesome SIOP leaders, Alan Church, as I said, Membership Portfolio Officer, Izzy Diaz, who's the outgoing chair of the LGBT Committee, Mindy Bergman, who's the outgoing chair of the Women's Inclusion Network, Enrica Ruggs, current chair of the Committee on Ethnic Minority Affairs, and others came up with an exciting idea. What if, they asked, there was a voice and a vote for diversity and inclusion on the executive board? What if people whose voices aren't always heard were represented? This is one way to depict the current structure of the board. The incoming, outgoing, and current president work with the financial officer, APA reps, and portfolio officers to make decisions about SIOP. You can see the portfolios there, professional practice, science, membership, etc. Where does inclusion fit in? Currently, issues related to inclusion fit primarily under membership. In January of this year, the executive board unanimously supported the creation of a new portfolio, a portfolio that explicitly and concretely is responsible for diversity and inclusion. As Mindy, Izzy, Enrica, Alan, and others envisioned, the D&I portfolio officer would have a voice in every board discussion and a vote in every vote that comes before the board. Before this can be enacted, we must conduct a vote of the full membership. I urge you to enthusiastically endorse and gleefully vote for this important addition to SIOP. In doing so, we will honor and extend recent presidential themes. We will continue to work together as Team SIOP and to emphasize the ways that each of us are part of SIOP. And we will remember that together, we are all SIOP. This time, this place where we come together every year is like that friendship bench, corny as it may sound, a time and place for us all to come together and connect to each other and to something bigger than ourselves. I look forward to working with you toward this vision in the year to come. Thank you.